There's a pretty one, Ulysses. There it is.
Hello BookTube, I'm Shawn the Book Maniac. Welcome back to my channel. Here I am with a review of Tommy Orange's June 2018 debut novel, There. I finished reading it a few days ago for my stint as a BookTube prize judge, and I'm a bit late to the Tommy Orange party. I am happy to tell you that I absolutely loved it. It's the best Indigenous novel I've ever read, and I have a new favorite writer. I absolutely love this book. This book has been widely reviewed on BookTube and elsewhere, so this is going to be a short review. This was not a perfect book, but I gave it enthusiastic 5 stars. I would have given it more stars if I could have, because the flaws didn't matter at all for how much I loved it. So what I loved was how the characters leapt off the page, and there's a lot of characters. There could have been a few less, perhaps. I think there's about 14. And they are mostly Indigenous Americans or mixed-race Americans on their way preparing for a powwow in Oakland. Most of them live in Oakland. All of them have roots or connections to Oakland. Oakland is almost like a main character in the novel. But the characters were so fucked up and wonderful that I could relate to almost all of them. I don't need my fictional characters to be relatable, but when they are, and they're this well drawn, I just ached for them as they stumbled around and fumbled around and tried to get clean or tried to find their birth parent, tried to rediscover or invent an Indigenous American identity. To Indian. The verb Indian is used in the novel. I just cared about them so much, and I will be carrying them forever. I can't wait for Tommy Orange's next novel. That's basically all I want to say. Here is an extended passage which I will read to you, which gives you a flavor of what I connected with. This is one of the characters, Tony Loneman, and he was born with FAS, or fetal alcohol syndrome. And I'm not sure exactly how old he is. No, he is 21. He is 21. And if you haven't read the book, this will give you a taste of what I loved about the writing. Most people don't have to think about what their faces mean the way I do. Your face in the mirror, reflected back at you. Most people don't even know what it looks like anymore. That thing on the front of your head, you'll never see it. Like you'll never see your own eyeball with your own eyeball. Like you'll never smell what you smell like. But me, I know what my face looks like. I know what it means. My eyes droop like I'm fucked up, like I'm high, and my mouth hangs open all the time. There's too much space between each of the parts of my face. Eyes, nose, mouth, spread out like a drunk slapped it on reaching for another drink. People look at me, then look away when they see I see them see me. That's the drome, too. My power and curse. The drome is my mum and why she drank. It's the way history lands on a face, and all the ways I made it so far, despite how it has fucked with me since the day I found it there, on the TV, staring back at me like a fucking villain. I'm 21 now, which means I can drink if I want. I don't, though. The way I see it, I got enough when I was a baby in my mum's stomach. Getting drunk in there. A drunk fucking baby. Not even a baby. A little fucking tadpole thing, hooked up to a cord, floating in his stomach. They told me I'm stupid. Not like that. They didn't say that. But I basically failed the intelligence test. The lowest percentile. That bottom rung. My friend Karen told me they got all kinds of intelligences. She's my counselor I still see once a week over at the Indian Center. I was at first mandated to go after the incident with Mario in kindergarten. Karen told me I don't have to worry about what they try to tell me about intelligence. She said people with FAS are on a spectrum, have a wide range of intelligences, that the intelligence test is biased, and that I got strong intuition and street smarts, that I'm smart where it counts, which I already knew. But when she told me, it felt good,
like I didn't really know it until she said it like that. I'm smart, like, I know what people have in mind, what they mean when they say they mean another thing. The drome taught me to look past the first look people give you, find that other one right behind it. All you gotta do is wait a second longer than you normally do, and you can catch it. You can see what they got in mind back there. I know of someone selling around me. I know Oakland. I know what it looks like when someone's trying to come up on me, like when to cross the street and when to look at the ground and keep walking. I know how to spot a scaredy cat, too. That one's easy. They wear that shit like there's a sign in their hands. The sign says, "Come get me." They look at me like I already did some shit, so I might as well do the shit they're looking at me like that for.
All right. So, there were things that I didn't like. There was a little bit too much political narrator intrusion about politics, just a little bit too much. I actually agreed with everything that was in there, and I thought it was important and educative. But it could have been a little bit less and worked better. I also thought that there was a little bit too much about recovery, the 12 steps, just for my personal liking, but that's just a personal thing, so it was an important part of many of the characters' lives, so great. I thought the conclusion was operatically violent, and it carried on for too many short chapters and didn't need to be quite, it was a bit overdone. But I'm a reader who doesn't really care about endings. I just care about these people so much. There was a lot of things happening in the novel, and for the most part, that worked. But what worked on the elemental level for me was that the characters lived and breathed and jumped off the page. There's been many fabulous reviews of this book. This is what struck me the most. This is why I love this book with all my heart. 5 stars. If you haven't read it, please give it a try. Thanks for watching.